So here you'll see that I'm already up about $24, and that actually happened because late last night I was trying to test out an indicator on live data, and I thought I was on sim, but I actually had an Apex account selected, so I had some orders fill when I didn't mean to. So that's where that came from. Let's move on to our first trade. I entered into this second double cross. I passed on the first one, even though it had two distribution legs out of an accumulation zone. So I wanted to try this, but it wasn't really so good. The price was headed straight into the golden ropes for one, and the second thing is that the speed was too slow to begin with in the first place. I had got to my desk early because I knew that there was news that would be released in the morning, but I thought it was at 8:30 when it was actually at 10 a.m. Could have just been a boredom trade. And reflecting on that, a good thing that I did was to just turn off the sounds for the audio box and for NinjaTrader, and I set a timer to let me know when the market open would start, and then I pop back in when it actually made sense to start looking for trades. If I had done that before doing anything, as soon as I opened up NinjaTrader and linked my data feed and saw that the market was moving too slow, if I had done that, then just turned off all of the sounds and then set a timer, this would have been an avoidable loss. This was an avoidable loss.
Order filled. Order pending. Order filled.
Enigma short on the
Order,
Enigma short.
Hold up. Hold the phone. I know this man didn't just enter into a trade at the open. But yeah, that one, I was really eyeing those two finger salutes that were popping up on the wave chart. And then when that down two finger came, because you know, an up two finger at the golden ropes, you're looking for a reversal. So when that down two finger came afterwards, yeah, I was already eyeing it, so I went ahead and jumped in. But as soon as I saw that slippage, I was looking to get out.
Order filled. Order target.
Yeah, I didn't even wait for price to hit my profit target because it was bad timing to begin with. And with price moving down into the golden ropes, plus it being in the first 5 minutes of the open, with that kind of speed and lag, things could go left real quick.
Filled.
Not much to talk about here. We have a divergence triangle on the MACD, and it looks like the MACD is turning green as well. Also, it's looking like a Bollinger Band bounce on the wave. So, into on that green Enigma signal to the long side.
Order pending.
DCDMNQ on the one.
Order pending. Order filled.
Two finger salute. Russell. Wave.
Dow Jones divergence.
Order.
I can't lie, I wish I would have held on past that divergence triangle because that was the only obstruction. Otherwise, all of the other charts for the Dow were still good to the long side. I guess I just didn't want to take any chances with having as big of a drawdown as I did yesterday.
Order filled. Order pending.
DCDMNQ on the
Order
one.
filled. Order pending.
Dot. Nasdaq on the Mac.
As we can see, this was a bit tricky here. I was still confident of a play to the long side because the MACV histogram is solid green and we have HMDs on the wave and the MACV. So when I see the green Enigma signal pop up, I'm confident in that, and I'm confident in it enough to retry and go bigger. I am proud of myself though for when that red dot pops up. I don't like it, and I think you'll hear it in the video where I sort of moan and grumble a little bit because I really don't want to close the trade, but at the same time, if you respect what the system is telling you and you respect the signals, I do believe that we'll be better for it as traders in the long term, because those signals are the edge. Anytime you're not respecting those signals, then you're diminishing your edge. If we're not trading with our edge, then we're working against ourselves, and that's just not a good look, because trading the markets is hard enough as is. So yeah, I'm proud of myself for closing, even when I didn't want to. And I think that's a sign of growth, because I definitely think that in the past, if that popped up, I would have tried to ignore it. I would have just ended up with a bigger loss than necessary, rather than closing for a scratch trade like I did here.
V.
Order filled.
Enigma short on the NQ1.
Now those long HMDs have turned to short HMDs, switching the MACD histogram to red. Now if that isn't an example of one door opening after another one closes, I don't know what is.
Order pending.
Enigma long on the E1. DCDM NQ on the 1.
Order filled. Order filled.
Enigma long on the NQ1.
Order filled.
Fib dot. Nasdaq on the MACV.
Order pending.
I was pretty satisfied with my previous 5 trades, so I decided to do one more trade to top off my P&L for the day. I didn't take those Enigma signals to the short side when they first popped up, because I was unsure if the diamond and bat harmonics on the MACV would flip the histogram back to green. But when the red dot popped up, turning it into a harmonic dot play, I decided to chance it.
Enigma long on the E1.
Also note here how I moved my mouse from the order tags back to the close button. I was very tempted to move my stops back behind the higher Enigma signal, but that would have just given me a bigger than necessary loss if it ended up not going my way. So I'm glad I successfully resisted that urge.
Fib dot. Nasdaq on the wave.
Enigma short on the ES1.
Order.
You know how I closed here, that might have just been a sixth sense thing, because it's cool how my exit was pretty much right at that pivot. If you look at the Enigma chart, you'll see how the price came right into that delta line level, and then on the MACV, the price was also going into some delta line levels. On the wave, the price is at the golden ropes. So when you see all of that, I'm getting the hint that the tide could possibly shift here. Now, when I'm on the Enigma chart and I see how fast the price moves down to that level, and then it just sort of hangs up around there, and the cross comes in, I'm out. And I'm glad I did, because that was a great exit.
Filled.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
All right, and you know the deal. Let's get to it. Let's get the G for money green right here. Net profit, got profit factor, and percent profitable. Pretty good. Winners 2.81 times the size of my losers. That's a lot better than yesterday. Percent profitable, not so much. But when your winners far outside your losers, you can still be good even with the lower winning percentage.